I think you're going to really enjoy today. We took a different spin and we got one of my employees. Her name is Camryn. She's been with me for over a year now at the Nerve Health Institute. She's been able to witness the transformation in with body chargers and EBOO and all the great things we do. And she has a lot of insight from the real trenches of us working on patients every single day. So I think you're going to really enjoy this podcast. She's an amazing person. We're very blessed to have her as an employee. So stay tuned. All right, Camryn, I want to welcome you today to our miraculous podcast. You've obviously been an amazing employee. You've been with us at the Nerve Health Institute now for
About a year and 2 months.
year and 2 months.
Yes.
It's been an incredible journey to witness. It always is when we have employees coming in. You literally knew nothing about what we do at all when you started, and so I want to try to venture back to your mentality of healthcare prior to coming here, and in just a year's time, it's just been such a dramatic shift in watching you. You work now. Just for everybody out there, you work hands on with me every day on all the patients we have coming through. So in that environment, we obviously are going through a ton of anatomy, neurology, and I joke around all the time with you. I don't think you could spell anatomy when you started.
I probably couldn't, to be honest. Before I started here, a lot of my family is in conventional medicine. My mom's a nurse. My grandmother's a nurse. So I grew up a lot of just believing whatever they told me to do. I grew up with a lot of anxiety, took a lot of anxiety medication. You name it, my mom had a pill for it. So I think when I started here and I realized a lot of what y'all do is without drugs, injections, and surgeries, I was like, wow, there's a whole nother world out there that I had absolutely no idea of. I followed everything that doctors told me with me, myself, my kids, every family member.
So when you started, what were you most, I guess, what kind of made you most interested, I guess, in when did it start gelling for
Yes,
you? Like
yes.
when you started seeing, oh my goodness, this is real, you know?
So my first week here, I was kind of going in and out the rooms, but I had Lily with me, kind of giving me the ropes and helping me understand what was happening. But you know, it's a lot to understand for sure. We had a new patient come in, and we tested them. We found what nerves were off, and then you were like, "Watch, some of them are going to be better." And I was like, "Oh, we'll see." And sure enough, a lot of their nerves were better, and the ones that weren't, you were able to know exactly where that nerve was coming from, where the light energy was missing. You put the light energy on there, and that nerve was strong, and I was flabbergasted. I looked at Lily, and I don't even think I remembered what we were doing in that moment because I was just like, what just happened? I was truly flabbergasted. I think that was the first time I was like, wow, there is something here that I have been missing for a long time.
And you want to think of it as like you'd kind of been in the chemistry and biology world with your conventional medicine, but you entered into physics and quantum physics specifically, where we're finding where the brain has a weak spot to a group of cells, and we're actually putting power back in via light energy. So, what has been some of the bigger things you've seen here since you've been here?
Number one, I've seen multiple what I call miracles here, truly, because again, I'm so used to drugs, injections, and surgeries, and possibly getting results, but not always. And so I think one specific case that always sticks with me is a woman that we had. She came in, she's from out of state, and she was a young woman with basically in liver failure. Never had I seen a person like that and seen what it's like to look like when you have something like that.
What did she look like? You remember?
She was just inflamed everywhere, super yellow, like jaundice looking.
Remember her belly?
Her belly was humongous, and she was a very tiny lady with a big old belly. Looked like she was a little pregnant. But she had a lot going on, and I think you could see in her face she was scared. She didn't want to leave her family, her kids, And throughout, I think she came for a few weeks her first time coming in, and
She
over.
had before, remember, she'd been at all the top hospitals
Yes.
in
She had
Houston.
been everywhere before
Yep.
that. She had literally gone everywhere. She's tried everything. And she was like, this is my last hope. And I think for me to see somebody like this is it. If I don't have this, it could be it for me. I think it was scary for me, number one. But number two, I knew that if anybody can help her, we can help her. And so over the course of, I think, a couple weeks when she came the first time, she had completely changed. Like her belly went down. She probably went from like 9 months pregnant to maybe like a month or two pregnant. Her overall color was so much better. She's actually a very tan woman. I didn't know we didn't know she was a tan woman
Yep.
prior to that. And throughout the course of working with her for a couple of months, truly, we got this woman from being needing a liver transplant to not needing anything at all. She went back to her doctors and they were truly flabbergasted and couldn't believe. They were like, "What did you do? What did you do to get here?" And she was like, "I tried to tell them, but they didn't want to listen to me."
Yep.
Which is sadly a lot of what we hear is that, they go in, their results are much different, their scans are different, and the doctors don't want to believe what we did to help and how simply self-healing, getting the body to self-heal is the most beautiful thing ever. This woman is walking around with her children, getting to go to all their games. She, better yet, I'm going on a beach trip soon, and I messaged her. She has some Airbnbs, and me and her got to talking, and she's been doing well, and she is just living a very fruitful life. And I think to see somebody go from truly dying to thriving was the most amazing thing I've seen here.
Yeah, that case in particular, I mean, I think she was probably, I don't think she was 50.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think
And
she was in her 40s.
and you can imagine if you'd just kept like you were before you started here and just relied on conventional.
Oh, I mean, that's what she
Made,
did.
yeah,
That's
she
what
made
she
a
did for a
story.
while. Yeah.
Yes, that she had been poked and prodded, and she had taken gallons of medication and didn't know what else to do.
Another thing I'll never forget. Before I started here, I didn't have any background in any medical whatsoever. So I had no idea what to expect. So people are gonna fall, people are gonna have certain things happen. But this was the first day I've ever seen somebody have a seizure in my life. It was absolutely terrifying for me. I had no idea what to do. I was so scared. Luckily, you were in the room with me and you had so much patience and you were like so calm. And I was like, okay, maybe I could be calm in this situation too. She was, poor baby, she was having a seizure right there in the chair. Her son was with her. You could see he didn't even much really know what to do. You literally went up to her, you pinch flicked, and boop, she was out of, she came right back. And I was like, what just happened here? I literally had and it's like, when you get like all hot inside when something like nerve wracking has happened,
Yep.
it's like all that heat left my body. And I was like, this is such a safe space. Like I'm not concerned of anything happening to me because number one, I know now that my body can self heal, and number two, if it needs a little bit of help, I know now what to do for myself. And if I don't, you're a phone call away.
So amazing. The thing that's amazed me the most about you is your knowledge. I mean, I've been told many times that I'm a good teacher, and but I'm humble about it, and I love what we do so much. Like as you probably can tell every day, I can't get enough of it. It's like troubleshooting, and so people come to you or come to us, and they've got all these problems, and you're trying to like figure out where the brain got disconnected to what groups of cells and then how to repair it. And so some of the things you've learned, I mean, you can say big words like hypothalamus and
Yes.
pituitary.
And shishomes.
There's
Yes.
so many things. Where, like right now, where's your liver? Yeah.
I can tell you where every single organ is now.
Where's your spleen? Oh,
Right
you're
there.
lying, right? Where's your small intestine?
Right
Oh,
there.
that's an easy one, right?
Yeah. But when I tell you I knew absolutely nothing, I couldn't tell you a single thing. I called every organ in my gastro. I called that all my stomach. There was nothing else but a stomach there. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. But now, like, I could tell you what nerve goes to what organ, and ways to check which organs are off and everything. And I think that part alone is so rewarding. An example I'll give you, the other day I went to dinner with a few friends. A man that my mom knew came, and he was like, yeah, the doctor's telling me I have something wrong with me, but they can't figure out what it is. And he was the funniest man ever, poor thing. And I was like, can I try to figure out what it is? And he thought I was absolutely crazy. Like, I was like, lay down. Now we're in a restaurant.
Oh
I
my
was like, lay
goodness.
down, let me help you. And sure enough, he did, because he was crazy himself. And he laid down, and I checked his L3 nerve, and his L3 nerve was off. And then we could trace it back to like what organ was off. And he was truly flabbergasted. He went to the doctor. I told him it was his gallbladder. He was like, we'll see. He went to the doctor. They did all his blood work and everything. And he was like, oh, they told me I got something wrong with my gallbladder. They want to remove my gallbladder.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Let's take a step back real quick. I was like, number one, I was right. Pat myself on the back. But number two, like, that's not the first thing that you need to jump to. You don't need to jump there. And it blows people's mind that there's ways to get your organs or anything in your body to reconnect to the brain. It blows their mind when I show them the many different things that they can do. Especially when I show off my body charger devices. They are, sometimes people are like, what is she
Yeah.
showing me? But once you break it down to them and you show them a setting that works for them, they're, good
And
to go.
save the body charger. Just we're going to talk about that a
Yeah.
little more, but on the organ side, right? So I think in my mind, it's so easy how God designed us. It's literally it's complicated, and it's taken me every bit of 27, 30 years to figure this out. But it's really not. It's not that difficult, right? You had. Let's just talk about your gallbladder. I mean, people get it removed all the time, and they don't think about, well, maybe the power company to the gallbladder is weak. And if I got that reinstated, just like the liver patient we talked about, that's what we did with her. We got the power company back to the liver or the gallbladder or all these organs. Everything has to have a power company, and you got to understand how to test it, which is complicated. But you picked it up in just a little over a year of being here, which is truly amazing. And it's a testament to you being open-minded, and willing to just search for results. That's where we are. Is so like, have you done other things with your family,
Yes.
where you've been able to help them,
Yes.
and even yourself?
Yes, it's a good one because my mom, she's totally gonna see this. She is very cut and dry. My mom is the type of person, like, she studies, and what she sees is all she knows. And so when I first started working here and she was asking me what we do, it's difficult to explain. Let's start there, until you can actually show it. And I think it took me time to be able to show her exactly what we do here. My mom has had sciatica pain for as long as I can remember. We would take road trips and she would be screaming about her sciatica pain. And I was like, well, Mom, let me just try something real quick. It was the simplest trick. I just guitar stringed around where her sciatic nerve is at. And she got up and she was like, no way. I was like,
And that's something that we have a lot of things that we've coined or
yes,
invented
yes,
here
yes,
at the Nerffield Institute
yes.
for many years, and so it's a thing that we do called guitar stringing, and it sounds so easy, but sometimes easy solutions can actually spark up the nervous
Yes,
system and
yes.
make things work.
Yes, and she literally, while I was doing it, she was like, "Oh, I felt that," and then that was it. And I don't think she's complaining about it, at least not to me. She hasn't been complaining about it.
Amazing.
And my kids, for example, I have a 4-year-old at home and a 2-year-old. Although it's a little difficult to get my 2-year-old to do certain commands, I can still figure out stuff in her body that's off. I can almost feel stuff in their body that's off, and that's something that I
It's a
didn't know.
gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yeah, and that's something I didn't know that I had before. I'm a very empathetic person, and I think that I've truly always had this gift of being able to read people. But I think I always thought it was like, oh, I'm just so empathetic and I'm so sympathetic. But truly, it was my body being able to read others' bodies. My 4-year-old, she absolutely loves what we do. I can go over her 88 major nerves right now, test all of them, tell him what percent she's at, and she would have the time of her life.
Amazing.
But that's awesome. Like, one time I did give my children McDonald's. I will admit it. You do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
She was begging me for chicken nuggets. And after, what do you think? Mommy, my stomach hurts. I don't feel good. And so it was like, okay, well, let mommy figure out what's off. I tested her nerves. We figured out that it was her stomach off. Luckily, I have a few weapons at my disposal at my house. I was using red light therapy. I was overall just checking the nerve. Checking the nerve sometimes is enough recognition to get it to work again like you want it to. She literally got up. She was like, Dr. Cormier and mommy make me all better. She can literally, she knows all, she's learning, you know, and that's something that I want to be able to teach them. Because sadly, for example, I had to get the COVID vaccine. I played soccer in college. You had to get the vaccine to be able to practice, or you had to get tested every day. I mean, it was the craziest situation. And I think that if I knew what I know now, I would have put my foot down and I would have made sure not to take that step for myself personally. So I'm glad that my children will get this knowledge from now until they're older, and they could teach that to my grandkids and my great grandkids.
It's like learning to be your own mechanic.
Yes.
I always tell people.
Yes.
And you've been another part of you being here is we've blossomed here at the Nerve Health Institute, where I always wanted to help people 24/7. Regardless of who comes to see me, you know, whether it's patients here or even my family members, right? My wife and I have 3 kids. And just like you, we've been blessed. I can't even tell you how many things we've gotten rid of, and how many ER visits we prevented, and how many, you know, orthopedic visits we prevented, and wellness visits, whatever visit. In fact, my 10-year-old, my daughter, who's now 19, when she was 10, I'll never forget the day. She said, "Dad, what's a pediatrician?" So it's been such a blessing
Yes.
to have this. But what we've done is, instead of just having the Nerve Health Institute, which we have, which is higher tech, higher end things that we do, we added body chargers. And body chargers we've been working on for over a year now. So during the time you've been here,
Yes.
it's been the culmination of everything in my life that we wanted to help people with at home. So we have this platform with these devices and methods and techniques and all these tricks that you can do at home to help yourself with body chargers. So tell us a little bit about your experience. You know, we have frequency devices that are small devices that fit in your pocket. They can help to reset cell groups. And so tell us a little bit about you with that experience, like all the patients we see. Can you imagine if we didn't have body chargers for a lot of our patients? You can imagine the layers it's helped them. So tell us a little bit give us inside information on what you've seen.
Yes. So when I first started here, we had a lot of people saying, "Can I please take y'all home with me?" And you know, that's not always feasible unless they can cook a good meal. But we first started kind of talking about body chargers and helping people out at home, I think that it was a little bit scary, because I know we have so much knowledge in clinic, so much modalities in clinic. Like, how can that relate to home as much? But you have so many exercises, so many devices that people can use at home, including the body charger devices. We have patients that come in and they'll literally just come say, "Cam, can you help me figure out what to run on my device?" And they'll come back the next visit and they're like, "Cam, what you told me to run was the best thing ever. That's exactly what I needed." And it was like, I didn't even have to do anything. I kind of just told you, you know, I know your body. I know you as a patient. I know you well enough to know, hey, this might work. Let's try this one out. And if it doesn't, report back to me. We'll try a different thing out. My personal experience with body chargers, the device itself, it's absolutely life-changing, truly. I had migraines forever. I use these devices. I don't even get migraines anymore, which is absolute. You can't even imagine. Patients come in and they have a combination of all kind of symptoms, and not sure what to do once they leave here. They're like, "I feel good now, but I'm worried about when I go home how I'm going to feel." And I think having that platform, I can simply tell them, go on the Body Chargers membership. You can go to this little health secret. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. And they come back and they're like, this was the best thing ever. Like, why didn't we have this so many years ago? But I think that it has helped people to make them feel like they can be their own mechanic. A lot of people, rely on doctors or rely on somebody that they feel like has more knowledge than them in a certain subject. But you can build the knowledge.
Yep.
Getting knowledge is not difficult, especially when you have such an easy tool like body chargers, like the membership, to get all the information that you need. You don't have to rabbit hole and search here and search there. It's all right there in one platform for you.
I've done it all.
Yeah.
I've rabbit holed.
Yes.
I mean, everything you could ever imagine. And for those out there listening, I mean, it's I think people don't realize the magnitude of what we have here in Lafayette, Louisiana. And it's like when anybody walks in the door for the first time, we have patients coming from Mayo Clinic, from all these other massive clinics, and they walk here in Lafayette, Louisiana, into our 5,000 plus square foot facility, and their eyeballs. I know you've seen it.
They're like, what?
You've done you do tours
Yes.
with the new patients coming through. What are some of the things people are saying when they're doing tours?
Number one, they always go, I can't believe this place is that big in South Louisiana. I can't believe y'all have all these things. But I think it's beneficial to these people to see that there's alternatives to everything that you have been taught. There's alternatives. Everybody, when I do a tour, they love the Neo and Msella room. So the Msella is a chair that we have that does 11,200 Kegels for you in just 28 minutes.
Nice.
See, guys?
Amazing.
So that modality there, in and of in itself, makes women, especially men as well, but women feel so heard and so seen. I have 2 kids. I thought that I was going to have incontinence for the rest of my life, and that every time I sneeze, a little drip was going to come out. I mean, that's what you think, truly, because they give you no alternatives in the other world. I did Msella 4 times. I have absolutely no issues. And so, like, I think seeing women's faces light up when they see that modality in and of itself is so beautiful. But patients are just like, I didn't know that all these tools were at my disposal. Like, I didn't know that these things were available to me. And so it's so beneficial to see their faces light up when they see this is a place that can help.
Right. And I think the pillars have evolved, right? So remember when I had my own paralysis injury a few years back, and that's when the whole OWL method kind of started. We were doing a bunch of other things, but I started really, it's like God hit me in the head and said, hey, you got to help a bunch more people. But even since we did the OWL method, we have oxygen, water, light that are the top ingredients in your 30 trillion cells. But then there's frequency, there's magnetism or grounding, and then you have nutrients. And so it's sometimes easy to be able to navigate with these complicated people we see, and then sometimes it's harder. And that's why we had to add an EBOO procedure. You haven't even had an EBOO yet.
No, I have not.
But I have. Yeah. And oh my goodness, it's like a blood oil change.
Yes.
You can watch all the trash come out of your body and get filtered, and then put this brand new blood back in. So I know you've seen a lot of our patients that have done, like we have a lot of patients that come from out of state, and they'll stay for a week or two. And they'll go through, all of our customized regimen that we make for them with oxygen, water, light, frequency, magnetism, nutrients, and EBOO, which is our device that takes all the toxins out. So what have you seen on some of those? We have so many we see, but just something that maybe stands out.
Yes. We're specifically talking about EBOO.
Well, like the combination of it.
Okay, yes. Yeah. We had this one patient. She was an awesome lady. She was very, very nice. She had rashes, like kind of all over her body. We were working a lot in the room, and we were getting results with her, working a lot with different modalities. I think she was doing hyperbarics, and a lot of grounding and other devices that we had. We were getting results, but like, we were both saying in the room, like, there's a deeper thing, something that we're not getting to just yet. And so she did her first EBOO, And she had a little bit of a detox reaction to the EBOO, which we kind of figured was going to happen because she's been having what she had for a long time. And she had a lot. We were finding a lot of bacteria, parasites, viruses all in the room.
Fungus,
Yeah,
mold.
fungus, mold, so much stuff that we were finding. So her first time doing it, she had a little bit of a detox reaction. She left. She came back the next time, and she was like, look, Cam, look. And when I tell y'all, about 90% of the rashes were gone. And I was like,
And they were oozing.
they were oozing. I
Yeah,
mean, it was,
before.
yeah, it was one of the craziest rash I've ever seen, honestly. It was something that you would truly see in like a movie. She came again. I think she did one more EBOO after that. Yeah, she did. She did a EBOO safe, which is at the
Higher level up,
upgraded
yeah.
level. And after that one, she had a little bit of rash left on her chest, I remember. After that, she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I feel confident again in my skin. Like, I've been waiting so long for this. So I think, of course, I would love for it to just be an easy fix, like we say, like a little magic wand. But sometimes, it takes this combination of all these different modalities and time in the room to truly get to not only understand the patient, but figure out what is best beneficial for them.
Right. And I've been completely, it's interesting because you've been here,
Yeah.
for a year. We just added EBOO
Yes.
6 months ago.
Yes.
Or a little over 6 months ago, which is crazy. So I've been a total non-invasive clinic now for 27 years, you can imagine. So the reason we added it is because people are more toxic than ever.
Yes.
I mean, it's like it's impossible to get all your toxins out.
Yes.
And you want to imagine, hey, do you want to just not change your oil for 500,000 miles? I
Like
mean,
that.
that's what people are doing in their
Yeah.
bodies. And so the stuff we're seeing come out of people with EBOO is just, and you can actually
You could
watch
see it,
float.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
how,
I saw like an orange fluorescent little nodule flowing out into somebody's tube. Better yet, it was an employee of ours.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. It was flowing out of her tube. And I was like, oh my goodness. But you get to see, like, it's all kinds of little things that you just see coming out. You can hear the patient. Sometimes you can even hear them while I'm walking down the hall. Oh, what is that? And we're like, be grateful it's coming out, because
So
that's what's
much.
inside of you. So sadly, I haven't had the ability to do it yet just because we are a super busy clinic. But I definitely will find the time to because I'm super intrigued about all the stuff that's going to come out of me because I've had a journey
Yes.
with food. I'm a crawfish girly till I die. I'm sorry. And so I know that those are full of heavy metals. So it's probably not best for me to eat them. So I would love to see like kind of just what comes out of my blood.
Well, I got to say this, and I want to go back to this, but
Mm-hmm.
you have, it's from your mom. I know it's from your mom, and your mom probably got the gift
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere else because, as a nurse, she's a caretaker.
Yes.
But as a nurse, sometimes they're just bound to what conventional offers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you have that mentality, you have that gift, and now you're able to apply it to a whole nother world
Yes.
that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy that it's like a calling that your
It
body
is.
had that you didn't even know was
It
there.
is. It is. I honestly like I had plans before I started here. I was like, I'm gonna go to nursing school. I'm gonna just do the path that my mom did. And my mom's a hospice nurse, so she's at like end of life care. So I always asked her, how could you do that? Like, how are you okay with seeing this? Like, essentially, you know that the patient that you're with is just going to die. And she was like, it's the hardest thing ever. She was like, but they're not coming to me wanting me to save their life. They're coming to me for just care. And so I know that the patients that are coming here for more than just care. They're coming here for results. They're coming here to feel better. And that's what drives me every day. I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do, me and my daughters, we pray for each and every one. They say, pray for all of mommy's patients. We pray for all the patients. And like, I come in here every morning and everyone's like, it's 7:00 in the morning, Cam. Why are you so happy? But it's like, this is my dream. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Not only help people, but help them in real time. Not offer them, hey, I'm gonna give you this and it should work. Let me know in a few weeks. Like, no, that's not what we want. We offer real time help in the room, real time results in the room.
What does that mean? I
Real
mean,
time results, 'cause
Did you
people-
ever think that could
No.
exist?
No.
I mean, because I did the regular chiropractic stuff for many years, and honestly, we got some results, but it
Yes.
was never like a patient coming with a 10 and leaving with 0.
I mean,
in 5 minutes
yeah.
sometimes. I mean, I mean, what's that experience? Can you name a patient that we don't get results
I was
with?
just
I
about
mean,
to say, this week alone, I can name y'all, and it's just Tuesday.
yeah,
I can name y'all a bunch. Um, for example, I mean, last week we had a patient come from out of town, out of state, and she has been, poor thing, in pain for years and years, decades, honestly. And she was a little bit skeptical. You could see it in their faces, some of the ones that are. And she told us that her knees were like 10 out of 10 pain. She didn't know if she could take it. Like it was rough. And then within a few minutes, she got up and she told her husband, the pain's gone. The pain's gone. Like she was flabbergasted. She couldn't believe it. And like, you and me, of course, we know that that the body is capable of doing this. And so it's like that little glimmer in their eye when you give them the real time results, which is truly you come in, you tell us what's wrong. We will help your body to self heal those areas. It just needs a little bit of help sometimes. It just doesn't know exactly what to do. And that's what we offer is that little bit of extra help for you to get your body to self heal like it's intended to. And so to see their faces light up when it happens is the most rewarding thing of this job, truly.
and so many people leave here and they want to say it's voodoo,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they leave here and say, "Oh, God, I
Yes.
can't explain it, but go see my voodoo doctor,
Yeah.
whatever." And I mean,
Yeah.
you qualify that. Just let people know, like, how much science do we have into this?
There is so much science behind what we do. It's actually, I was not actually a science person. I truly wasn't. I didn't like science in high school, probably one of my worst subjects. But I came here and like putting science to something that is very important to me, my health, and figuring out all these different things that you have taught me over this time. It's incredible. I still have so much to learn. Truly,
I do too.
yeah,
We're learning
literally.
every day. Yeah.
We learn every day. We find new things every day. We apply it to different patients every day. There's so much science behind what we do. There's so much science that could back up what we do, and I think that that's what's most important. I think it's so difficult to understand all the science behind what we do, so that's why people push it off as voodoo and da 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 da. But essentially, you have a power company, that's your brain, and it should be pumping beautiful light energy to all of your parts. And it just over time, it slowly starts to lose that connection. And all we do is get your body to realize where those disconnects are and to get them to start connecting again. And if you can't understand anything about what we do, understand that last statement because that's it. You have a power company and it should be supplying power to all your parts.
That's right. And it's that whole concept is just one of the areas we have,
Yeah.
with the light energy, but then we've added all these others to
Yes.
make it so much more comprehensive because the
Yeah, it is.
conditions we're seeing, just in all
Yes.
fairness, we're seeing everything. Like, I mean, I can't even think just this week and last week, like what we're seeing people come from all over with about every imaginable condition.
Yes.
I mean,
We're seeing people, honestly, with conditions I've never heard of. I have to go search it up, take notes to figure out, like, how can I help this person with a condition that I have never heard of myself? And I go research it and learn so much about it. But even like kids nowadays, kids are coming in with nervous systems that are shocking to me, truly. I think the first time I ever did the nerve score, I think I was at like 40%, which is a little bit above average, but I had been getting some work in before I actually did that. But these kids are coming in like the 20s and 30%, and like it's flabbergasting. It's concerning because why are kids' nervous systems like this? Why are or even adults? Why are your nervous systems like this? It's not just you're getting old. Like, God designed your bodies to last. He didn't just design them to lose power here over time. Like they're designed to last. So it's like how it's sometimes hard to explain to people
what have you
how.
discovered? I know my famous statement has been that children in the United States
Yes.
right now have the worst nervous systems in the history of the world. That's crazy, right?
It is.
But that is, in my opinion, I've seen it firsthand for many, many years. So I know I have a lot of reasons I could bring up as to why that is. What are some of the things you've observed, and what do you think are some of the causes of why that is in children right now?
So there's three types of stress. There's environmental, physical, and emotional. Environmental, I mean, we have all the 5G Wi-Fi, all that stuff. I didn't even know what a GMO was before I started here. So then I research up on that and I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, so many different so many environmental stressors for sure. There's so much going on. And I think a lot of kids are, I mean, of course, kids go through a lot of emotions, but I think environmental stress is the biggest thing with these kids. Blue light is at an all-time high. I mean, kids are watching iPads all day long and watching TVs all day long. And this stuff is stressing these kids' parts and their nerves. And I think that, if I sat here and I gave my kids horrible food to eat and iPads and not knocking people who do. You got to do what you have to do sometimes. But I think that they would be completely different kids. I completely cut out red dye from my oldest's diet. She loved red Powerade, loved it. I cut that out from her diet. I've noticed a completely different child. Her attention span is much more, like it should be. She's not bouncing off of walls 24/7. She's a more contained child. And I think that's because I learned what things are not good for your nervous system. And I implement things that are good for her nervous system.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I can't tell people enough like that. Either you're going to catch up or you're not.
Yeah.
Put it to you that way. And as a parent, the parents that are watching out there right now, I'm not trying to make it doom or gloom like it's going to be the worst thing ever, but at some point people need to flip.
Yeah.
And I think since COVID, people have flipped a lot in their health. A lot of people were on the conventional train pre-COVID. And after COVID, there's a whole lot of people that have said,
100%,
no,
100%.
I'm not on that conventional train anymore. Well, we're on the polar opposite side. We're in another world that exists that nobody really knows about. And if you're a parent out there watching, I mean, it's at some point you got to get this taken care of in your children. And then the bigger thing, what I love the most, this is what I love the most, is when we're able to teach a family, when somebody comes through here and we're able to teach just like you are now passing these gifts onto your kids. And then your kids start to say, oh, I have the headache, I should do this.
Yes,
or,
yes.
My belly hurts, I should do this. These are just standard items that we've discovered in my family over the years, and we passed it on to, now we're generationally doing this with families. So our best patients go through a corrective plan and then they need us less. And then they learn so much that they help their family members. And basically we're just teaching people to be mechanics for their own body. That's really what it's about.
Yes. I think that's what a lot of our patients are telling me. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to go home and show this to my sister. I can't wait to go show this to my uncle. And so it's like, it's refreshing to know that, what we're doing is not just in vain. Like, it's going to continue on beyond what we do here. People are going to learn all over. And I think that is so rewarding for both you and I and everybody here.
Helping people worldwide. That's ultimately what we want. And ultimately it's around self-healing. Mm-hmm. So what are people's answers when I ask them, what is self-healing?
Oh, no. No, but they really don't know, which is flabbergasting.
Big Pharma doesn't want you to know.
No, and I think that people are truly brainwashed to think that, oh, I have to take an Excedrin, I have to take a Tylenol. We like to joke around and say, like, the knee pain that you're having is not just a deficiency in Tylenol. But it's true, because people genuinely, that's what they do. When they have an ache or a pain, they'll pop a pill, and that's because that's what they were taught. It's not because they're not smart or anything. Like, you were taught like that. And so I think if you are open to bringing your mind to a different area, bringing your mind to a different space of knowing that is not what your life has to be. Your life does not have to be just taking pills and having surgeries. Your life can be beautiful with just the ability to self-heal. And you have to put that in people's heads a few times, more than once. But once they see it in real time, they believe it.
One of the things too, I guess, and before we conclude, but there's so many of our patients that have been to supposedly the best clinics in the world.
Yes.
And they don't get results. And then we're the last resort. So what would you say to those people out there that instead of going to the Mayo Clinic right away or going to these other clinics out there, what would you tell those people?
I would number one tell them that God gave you this beautiful ability to be able to self heal. And if you can open your mind to that, even just the slightest, you will have the best time here. Coming here and learning what we have to offer before, let's say, before you go conventional, will teach you so much on how to help yourself. You won't ever have to go that route. I think that you have to understand that sometimes the biggest thing, going big, like a surgery, is not always the better thing to do. Start off small. Some of the simple things that will teach you while you're here will help in the grand scheme of things. So I would say to, of course, come give us a try. I think that coming here first will show you and help you understand your body more than allowing you to go that side, to be brainwashed to believe that your only option is surgery. Your only option is to take this drug for the rest of your life. I think come try this first. Come let us show you that your body can self-heal, and then you won't ever need that.
Yeah, and if you do, it's
Yes.
small amounts. That's kind
Yes.
of how we are. We're
Yeah.
not completely against big
Yeah.
pharma, but for the most part, what I do in my family is we just want to use it as the least amount
Yeah.
possible, right? We
Yes.
don't want to go to drugs and ERs and urgent cares and all that stuff. I want to be able to keep my body as healthy as
Yeah.
possible without needing all those
Yeah.
things. So exactly what you said.
I would just love to tell everybody that this job, in and of itself, has truly been the best thing to happen to me. I love coming here every day. I'm sure all of our patients can attest to my attitude that I love this place, up and down. And Dr. Cormier is truly one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of working for. You are the best teacher. Sorry to all my other teachers out there that I had over the years. But this place will teach you so much about yourself. This place will teach you so much about your body. And this place will allow you to give all generations after you the knowledge of self healing. Thank you.
So if you watch this podcast and some of it just resonated with you, and you may have some of the conditions we talked about in the podcast, just know we have a full platter of help for you. We not only have our clinic, if you want to come here for higher level things, to be able to help you, where we have all these amazing modalities and methods and techniques to be able to help. We all center it around our oxygen, water, light, frequency, magnetism, and nutrients. But we also have our Body Chargers platform, which is our educational platform for home, where literally you have 24/7 access to this membership that you can go. And it's like having an app. It's through a thing called School, SKOOL. So these are the platforms we have that are available for you for help. So if you need help for whatever, in whatever capacity, we're here for you. And we hope to see you on our next podcast.